What happened in Super Bowl 60? It was set to be a rematch of the iconic Super Bowl 49, where the Seattle Seahawks choked away the game at the very end at victory's doorstep with one of the most head-scratching play calls in Super Bowl history.
And I'm sorry, but I can't believe the call.
If you asked me or most people before the season started if we thought either team actually had a chance of making it to the Super Bowl, you'd either be labeled a homer or insane, because the previous year, both of these teams found very little success, with the Seahawks going 10-7 in 2024 and seemingly hemorrhaging a lot of their perceived talented players like DK Metcalf, and the Patriots had it even worse, going 4-13 in 2024 without seemingly adding too much talent to the roster in the offseason. However, a change in the head coaching position to Mike Vrabel seemed to be the spark they needed, and Drake May took a gigantic leap in the right direction, actually contending with Matt Stafford for the MVP award and putting up an impressive year without an amazing offense around him, but an elite defense supporting him on the other side. Interestingly, the Patriots' path to the Super Bowl was bizarre, as they boasted the easiest strength of schedule in the entire league, and even their playoff run seemed to be starstruck with good luck, as they played against two teams who lacked functioning offenses in the first two rounds, and played against a Denver Broncos team gravely missing their quarterback in a blizzard of an AFC championship game. The Seahawks, however, boasted the best record in a highly competitive NFC, ending the season 14-3, fighting tooth and nail to win the toughest division in the NFL that year, the NFC West, showing utter dominance offensively and defensively, looking like a super team by the end of the year, being led by former number 3 overall pick Sam Darnold, who up to this point had been greatly maligned as a bust and a disappointment, but seemingly revived his career in the past 2 years, having a dominant year with the Minnesota Vikings and now one with the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks started off strong offensively, kicking things off with an outside handoff to Kenneth Walker, who hit the edge in a hurry for a great gain of 10. They moved down the field in a hurry off the arm of Darnold next with a tight window throw to Barner, before working some play action and making another tight window throw to Cooper Kupp on the corner route, making sure to hurry up after the receiver's iffy catch on the sideline, but they'd end up stalling out in the red zone, ending things with a throw out of bounds by Darnold, and the Seahawks would be settling for 3, but taking the lead in the opening drive. The Patriots started with a nice run of their own by Ramondre Stevenson, going straight downhill for 6, then touching the ball 2 more times to pick up the first down. A dump off to Demario Douglas in the flat, along with some shifty cuts, picked up another 8 to get them across midfield, where they'd pick up the first down, but on the next play, Drake May took a devastating sack as Derek Hall bulldozed the left tackle Will Campbell off his spot, quickly getting home, and the loss of yardage ended up being too great for the Pats to overcome, as Drake just ended up chucking it to nobody on 3rd and long, pressured by Devin Witherspoon on the blitz, and they'd pin Seattle deep in their own territory after the first drive. They'd put the ball in Darnold's hands 3 times in a row on the next drive, and it didn't pay off as he missed Jackson Smith-Njigba for a potential scramble drill touchdown opportunity, and they'd be giving it right back to New England. May hit his best throw of the day so far, zipping it to Kayshon Boutte against the zone coverage to get them back on Seattle's side, where a disastrous 3-play stretch ended with another sack, this time by Devin Witherspoon flying in from the nickel spot to force another punt, and so far, the protection for May wasn't holding up at all. Starting deep in their own side, Seattle was left on 3rd and long, where AJ Barner snuck out on a little block and release play, spinning through a tackle and getting well past the marker before going down at the 28. A failed reverse to Shaheed on first down left them on 3rd and 15, where Darnold tossed it out of bounds, and they'd boot it right back to the Pats, still anybody's game. Ramondre Stevenson took an inside carry for a strong 5 yards to end the first quarter, and Drake May started to look like something was off, missing a wide open Hunter Henry on an RPO seam throw that could have been picked if Kobe Bryant wasn't so concerned with trying to take his head off. They decided to get more conservative than my uncle on Facebook on 3rd and 5, just handing it up the gut to Stevenson, where he got stuffed, and Punt Fest USA continued into the second quarter. Getting aggressive on first down, Darnold tossed up a rainbow ball looking for Shaheed, and Christian Gonzalez barely managed to get a hand on it, breaking it up. Walker instantly got them back on track though, bubbling backwards but still finding the edge, then the sideline, rolling across midfield and into Patriot territory, where he'd take an inside handoff, demonstrating patience with a jump cut, gashing the defense again before getting shoved out in the red zone. Patriots stood strong in the red zone once again, however, stopping the Seahawks cold on their next 3 efforts, causing them to settle for another Myers kick to go up 6-0 still early into the second quarter. Seattle's D-line kept dominating, as Riley Mills delivered the left guard to May on 2nd and long, pulling him down and blowing up the play all by his lonesome, before another conservative play call, a screen to Diggs on 3rd and forever got them not nearly enough, and the Pats offense would come up empty again. Starting to see a theme here. Walker took another inside handoff and bounced to the opposite side, once again getting ushered out by Christian Gonzalez, but this running game seemed to be the difference maker so far for the Seahawks. They picked up another first down with Walker, and on the next 3rd and short, they exploited the heavy focus on Njigba again, dumping it off to Walker underneath, and he'd spin around past midfield for another first. Nearing field goal range, Kenneth Walker dropped the next 3rd down pass, effectively killing the drive, but Michael Dixon ended up pinning New England inside their own 2 with a great punt. Looking grim on 3rd and long from their own end zone, May launched a tight window throw to Douglas, just past the sticks, and the receiver went down and got it for a clutch conversion. Their success wouldn't last long, however, as another wide miss by May was followed by a false start on Will Campbell, and on 3rd and 12, he'd go deep for Mac Hollins, but overthrow him by a hair. It was looking more and more like New England's offense flat out didn't show up to the game. Starting off in good field position, the Seahawks slowly worked down the field, bleeding the clock down to the final 20 seconds in the half, where Darnold ripped it to JSN in the end zone, but once again, the lengthy Gonzo saved a big play, breaking it up and forcing another kick from Myers to put the Hawks up a seemingly insurmountable 9-0 as New England would kneel on the ball and take it to halftime. A bunch of snowflakes seethed and coped about the halftime show, and off we went to the second half. Surely the Patriots made some adjustments at halftime and got their shit together for the second half, right? Nope, they came out just as flat as they did in the first half, going nowhere with May throwing to a guy standing out of bounds on 3rd down, and the punt fest from New England continued. Seattle started moving the ball in the next drive with Darnold lofting a wobbler over the middle to Shaheed on a dig, and again with a slant to a wide open JSN, taking them up to the 45 before Darnold showed off the wheels as Ginger Vic juked out the linebacker, picking up another first down in Patriot territory. They picked up another chunk with Walker catching a slip screen, getting north for another 20 yards. Darnold struggled with the accuracy though on his next 2 throws, going wide of the mark looking for Cup both times, and Myers would boot through his 4th kick of the game, and the measly 12-0 was starting to feel like too much for the Patriots to overcome at this point halfway through the 3rd quarter. Travion Henderson added a little juice with a 9-yard outside run on first down for the Pats, but on 3rd and 1, another inaccurate low throw from Drake ended the drive, and I'm sure most of us were asking ourselves at this point, how the hell did this team get to the Super Bowl? Pinned inside their 20 from the punt, Seattle stumbled with Darnold stepping up into Milton Williams for a big-time sack that they weren't able to overcome, getting conservative on offense themselves, gaining a hair of field position before booting it back to New England, who, I don't know if you guys will believe this, but they went 3 and out again, starting off with a sack and ending with another tough miss by May. Seahawks had seemingly shifted into neutral as well, as their next set of 3 plays ended with a punt as well. The Patriots picked up a first down off a holding call on a Drake May scramble, but disaster struck not too long after, as on 3rd and 5, May tried stepping up in the pocket, and Hall reached around, punching the ball out of his hands, with Byron Murphy diving on it, getting it back for Seattle with a chance to put the game out of reach for good. The 3rd quarter ended with another catch for A.J. Barner on a rollout, where he dived forward for the first down in one go. Next, Darnold struggled to find Cup again, who looked open this time going to the corner, but on 3rd and long, the pair finally managed to hook up, picking up the clutch conversion to keep things going. The very next play, Darnold faked it to the back, set his feet, flinging it to Barner wide open in the end zone, and Mike Vrabel couldn't believe his eyes. The Seahawks went up 19-0, and New England was running out of time to put something together at the top of the 4th quarter. Drake May seemingly activated garbage time Dak Prescott mode down 3 scores into the 4th quarter, finding Mac Hollins on a deep dig over the middle to instantly get them into Seattle territory before dropping back again, this time putting up a perfect rainbow ball, hitting Hollins right in the hands in the end zone. And I think I can speak for all of us watching this game when I say, where the hell was this all game? So, maybe with some new life, the Patriots cut the lead back to 12 with plenty of time left in the game to do something. Seattle moved the chains quickly with another bootleg throw, this time for Shaheed for about 10 or 11. A couple plays went nowhere fast, and on 3rd and 11, Darnold chucked it downfield, looking for the burner, Shaheed again, but overthrew him by just a hair, and New England would get the stop that they desperately needed, although Dixon's punt took an amazing bounce, pinning them inside their 5. On first down, May just flat out missed a wide open Austin Hooper who snuck behind the zone defenders perfectly, but on the next play, Stevenson took the swing pass north, hurdling Josh Jobe, getting the first down conversion. Starting to cut it loose, May, from a clean pocket, hurled it downfield on first down for Hollins, and Kobe Bryant was able to come over from the safety spot to almost get an interception. On 3rd and 6, May was able to step through the pressure with green grass in front of him, sliding down well past the marker, but on the next play, he'd make a fatal mistake. Stepping up in the pocket, it, flinging it desperately over the middle, with Julian Love picking it off, returning it, and setting up Seattle on the Patriots side of the field. Walker took a toss around the edge for another long run to kick off the drive before showing elite vision on the next play, waiting for the hole to open up and hitting it hard for another gashing run. The Patriots would hold them out of the end zone, and Jason Myers would break a Super Bowl record with 5 total made field goals to put up Seattle 22-7 with only 5 minutes left on the clock. And New England borderline needed a miracle at this point. A good return by Henderson set the Pats up nicely, but May took another sack on first down from being forced to step up into Byron Murphy, and on 3rd and 8, he was able to find Hunter Henry opening against the zone defense to get them across midfield. And were the Patriots starting to find some juice? Well, next play, Seattle dialed up a blitz, and Witherspoon smoked May, who fumbled the ball right into the waiting arms of Uchenna Nwosu, who galloped with it all the way to the house to crush New England's hope of a potential comeback, as Myers' extra point would widen it to 29-7 with only 4.5 measly minutes left on the board. Honestly, I could go over the rest of the plays that the Patriots made in this game, but it would be a massive waste of time. Drake the schedule May, Dak Prescotted New England's offense down the field in garbage time, where he found Ramondre Stevenson forgotten about at the goal line for another score to make it look a bit more respectable, but they'd miss on the 2-point conversion opportunity, so it would stay 29-13. Kenneth Walker ripped off a huge run on the next drive that would have been a touchdown, but it was thanks to a hold, so they weren't able to kneel down for the win just yet, punting back to New England, who would futilely just burn up the rest of the time on the clock, attempting to score one last time, and the Seattle Seahawks would come up victorious against the Patriots in Super Bowl 60 as NPC head coach Mike McDonald got a Gatorade bath. Kenneth Walker received Super Bowl MVP thanks to his pivotal 161 all-purpose yards, and Sam Darnold was finally able to quiet the naysayers, perfectly managing the game. Just goes to show that no matter how bad things are, no matter where you start out in this life, you can end up doing something great despite what everybody says.